Hey guys, in this video I'm gonna break down Nasdaq outlook for this coming week, and yeah, I'm gonna start off on a higher time frame. Obviously, I'm gonna try to do a quick top-down analysis, anticipating what I'm looking out for the week. So first of all, I've just listed out my weekly checklist, what I'm looking out for. Yeah, currently I was just looking at the markets, right, and I'm seeing price to be losing momentum as it was heading towards this current order block that it is at right now, right? So we've seen price around this level right here losing momentum. As you can see, it started off all good, right? Bearish, and a bit of a pullback, and then a massive bearish move to the downside. Then ever since, we're just making this push to the downside where we're losing momentum, right? So first of all, there are a couple of things that I'm looking out for, right? The first thing that I'm looking up for, obviously, from my checklist is that price is being oversold right now. Price has been oversold for quite some time. This is the oversold conditions that we're currently in, right? As you can see, hence we're losing momentum because the sellers at this moment, they started to pull back from their biasness, right? So we're seeing the buyers coming into action, right? As we're seeing a bit of rejection as we had here, and then up here we had this massive rejection to the downside, both to the downside and to the upside. And yeah, so the first thing is the price is oversold, and then the second thing that I'll look for is some divergence around these levels, right? So what I'm looking at for is some form of manipulation that will take place around these levels. If I see anything of some sort where price forms, right, a low that's lower than the previous low, and then my stochastic indicator obviously shows me otherwise, right? It shows me that price actually hasn't broken any low. It's above it's above the previous low. I'll be looking at some form of push to the upside, and then an OTE, and then a push up there, right? So I'll be looking out for bullish divergence. Hence at this point I'll be looking at price to develop a bit more, right? I'll be looking at price to develop a bit more. Let's give it today to see on a Monday what happens, because usually on a Monday we have accumulations, right? We see accumulation taking place. So if we're gonna have accumulation take place, obviously it's gonna be something of some sort where we have Monday, right, some accumulation around this level, and then we have a spring to grab the Monday low, the Monday open, right? And then we see a push to the upside, look for an OTE, right? And then we see something like that. So yeah, so my first thing obviously is oversold. Make sure price is oversold, which it is currently. Looking out for divergence, and then the third thing is looking out for the daily candle of the previous day being broken, right? The daily high of the previous day being broken. So since we know that, right, price, when price is in a trend, it needs to break the low of the previous day or the high of the previous day, right? So if we're in a downtrend, we're expecting price to keep on breaking the lows, right? As you can see here, evidently price is breaking these lows. Price took out this low, price took out this low, you know. Even though you see in this case we had in inside bar, price was within this right here, right? But the next candle took out the low, and then this red candle here indicates to me a potential reversal because it took out the high and not the low, right? So if you see this candle right here, like this candle forms some inside bar, right? Doesn't break the high or the low. I mean, does it break the low or the high? We should expect a potential reversal. Once we break past this high right here, we should expect a potential reversal into these levels before we continue to the downside, right? So yeah, so that's the third thing that I'm looking for on my checklist. I'll be looking for price to break the daily high of the previous candle because I'm anticipating bullish moves at this moment, right? We're currently oversold, looking for bullish divergence. I'm also looking for price to break the previous candle's high, right? And then also I make sure that while it's looking for these divergences, these confluences need to lie on a demand zone, and currently price is on this order block right here, and it's being respected as we can see. And then on top of that, I'll be looking for imbalances and liquidity that price needs to go to, right? So price has also got a motive of filling up imbalances and grabbing liquidity, and at this moment obviously I'm looking for what is the liquidity that's been left behind, and what is some imbalance that needs to be filled up. And as you can see, evidently there's a lot of imbalance that has been filled up here, and then we've got some liquidity and inducement that has been taking place. Once you go on a lower time frame, you see this right here, right? We see this trend formation right here where we've got this liquidity formation, right? But a bit of liquidity down here, some form of trend, though it was grabbed. So we should expect price grabbing this liquidity, coming here, forming some kind of a divergency here, where we see price probably breaking below this here, right? Faking this manipulation, and then seeing an OTE targeting these liquidity levels right here, right? So this is gonna be my buy side liquidity. I try to highlight that, right? So this is what this is something that I'll be looking out for, seeing price to come back for these right here, these levels to take out before it continues to the downside, right? So at this point, I'm expecting price to be respected, despite having to start the week with such momentum. As you can see, it's a Monday in the morning, right? So we're seeing price starting off this massive momentum. So I'll be looking at price, obviously, targeting this liquidity and filling up the imbalances that it has left behind on my checklist, right? So those are the 5 things that I'll be looking out for on a higher time frame. I'm looking at price being oversold, which is currently oversold, and so looking at price forming some divergences and price breaking the previous daily high, price respecting demand zone or bullish order block, and then also looking for imbalances and liquidity that price needs to grab, obviously, to the upside before we push to the downside, right? So the reason why I'm still looking for bearish movements despite this bit of a pullback that I'm anticipating is because of the liquidity that's lying here, right? Because we've seen this trend on liquidity where price created this massive liquidity and a lot of stops below these levels that we should expect price to come for, right? But at the moment, I'm not focused on this right here. At the moment, I'm focusing on a bit of a pullback, right? Because we've seen price losing momentum towards these levels, and yeah, we can see price, once price breaks the high of any of the previous candles, probably if price breaks the high of Monday, right, on a Tuesday, should expect the reversal into these levels right here before we have a continuation to the downside, right? So this is my anticipation for the week. So we can see price probably push a bit further down into this block, right? So when you go on the lower time frame, probably see price push all the way to this block right here. We can have this manipulation, and on a higher time frame, I'm looking whether it's going to be a divergency, whether it's just manipulation, whether it's just some form of liquidity manipulation that's taking place, and then I look for reversal patterns and wait and see what price has, right? So this is just on a higher time frame that I'm looking out for this, and yeah, on a lower time frame, obviously it's a Monday, I don't have so much to look out for. I'll basically wait for price to develop a bit more. Those people in the group, I'll send through my London setup. Right now we're heading towards Asian range, so I'm gonna see some formations in the Asian range and obviously anticipate some moves, right? Some London moves that we can trade during London, and obviously look out for afternoon moves during New York. So for now, this is about it on what I'm expecting overall on a higher time frame. I'm expecting price to respect this setup here, to respect this order block, daily order block, push to reversal, targeting this liquidity up here, grabbing the liquidity, filling up the imbalance, and then have a push to the downside for the rest of the week, right? All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe, to like and share the video. And for those that haven't joined our Telegram group, make sure you do, because I post all my setups and I do trade London, New York, and everybody on the group, right? So make sure you do join, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification button so that next time I post a video, it can alert you. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.